Rat Watson's a disaster.
He really is. Like,
following him since from the beginning, I have to say he's, out of all the YouTubers I followed from the beginning, he's the biggest disaster out of all of them.
I have to agree with that. Like, at least he doesn't smoke weed and fap 5 times a day like Ryan does.
Ryan does that.
Yeah,
did he say that in the podcast?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, on the Danny Sex Bang podcast.
Oh,
he said that, I think, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, they were talking about a sleepy cabin too. They said they're feeling disgusting. They jack off like 3 or 4 times.
No, that
a
was
day.
on Only Plays.
Oh, is that Only Plays?
Zach said that. He was like, so you know how like when you've jacked off like the 5th time in the day, it's like, oh, I just feel so disgusted with myself, but like I have to do it again, man. You know, like what else am I gonna do? And I'm just like, geez, what kind of degenerate scum are you? First of all, how do you have the time to jack off 5 times in a day?
Right?
Like, what else are you doing with your life, Zach?
I mean, they do work from home probably for the most
but
part. So like, if I can't muster, I don't. That just seems weird to jack off at work. Yeah. So that's like a big part of the day gone already.
Yeah.
But still.
Like, how do you have the stamina to do that? Like,
he must be to the point too though where it's just like 1 to 3 minutes and it's just like nothing.
Yeah.
It's not even enjoyable. It's just like an act of addiction.
Yeah, indeed. You just gotta like just gotta get it out of your system, I guess.
You're not exploring or
it's not really an act of pleasure anymore. It's just like
yeah.
It's like taking a shit, you know. It's like, okay, I gotta take care of this.
Yeah, you're not trying to find new interesting things you're into or find new hot vids or something. You just like pop on the first titty you see and slap yourself around for a minute and that's about it. And something might trickle out of you.
Something might trickle out.
Yeah.
Like, how do you have anything left at that point?
Yeah, you gotta be shooting powder at that point. I mean, after twice there's like nothing happening pretty much.
Indeed, like, and also what's the time span? I wonder, like in between. Like, you do it like if you're awake for say 18 hours in a day, let's say. Between 16 and 18 hours in the day. Do you spread that out between like, you know, once when you first get up in the morning, and then like
the first thing.
Yeah, first thing in the morning. Then
if you're doing it 5 times a day, probably.
Yeah, and then you do it like once during the middle of the day, once around lunchtime, once during the end of the day, and then once before you go to bed, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah, it's just a lot of time too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a few times a week, I wonder if that's a huge waste of time. Just if you just total that up, a few times a week, if you're doing it for years, and you know, it's like people say like you spend like how many, like a year or something sitting at traffic lights, or maybe more or less, I don't know, but all this time, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's way easier to spend a lot more time than that than you do at red lights.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the meat loose.
Indeed.
So.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I don't remember how we got on that topic.
I don't know. Just general. Oh, the generosity of Matt Watson.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm sure you probably would feel demented if you do that.
Yeah, I can't imagine just like getting any pleasure out of it at that point.
Yeah. Anyway. So watch Hotel Transylvania 3. Mavis is still hot as usual.
I don't know who that is.
She's the girl vampire who's always on Rule 34 subreddit.
Excellent.
Hooray. Oh, I didn't even fill up my whole shotgun.
Oh no!
That was a bad boy.
Unacceptable.
For some reason I can't get into her Rule 34 though.
No?
Because they do the... It's interesting. Some characters look cute, if not attractive, in like their different art styles and stuff. And like in 3D, there's lots of different art styles. You can have like peanut brain looking freaks, and you can have just all these different kinds, you know, more realistic. And I think she looks pretty hot in the movies, but then when I see these Rule 34 recreations, I'm like, oh my, this is disgusting. This is lewd and rude.
Basically.
Whereas I'll watch any type of hentai, so.
Especially Lolly.
Actually, yeah, I guess I'm not into that. But yeah, that's true. I like the Hotel Transylvania movies there.
Yeah, I've never seen any of them.
The first one actually got really good reviews. I don't know about after. I think the second one got good reviews too, actually.
Excellent.
And it's pretty funny because Adam Sandler's they're Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
And everyone's like, wow, Adam Sandler's just got to do voice acting to make a good movie instead of live action.
Mm-hmm. That's the key.
But yeah. And then the last movie I watched this week to top it all off was, of course, the Emoji Movie.
Ah. Finishing strong.
Yeah. And it was pretty cringy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ads.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it was right. I've never seen that many ads. Even Wayne's World, in which they were making fun of it.
Yeah.
They were more blatant in the Emoji Movie,
Mm-hmm.
and they were constant.
How can they be more blatant than Wayne's World?
It's like they literally.
I can't deal with this. I have a headache. Here, take 2 of these. New print. Blue, yellow. Different.
Well, that I at least still knew I was watching Wayne's World.
Yeah.
There was a point where I'm like, is this on YouTube? Did a mid roll just start? That like popped into my brain when they were in the Candy Crush land because they had the Candy Crush like board appear, you know?
Yeah.
And then the words came down, I was like, Candy Crush, and then they showed like some gameplay of it. It looked like a YouTube ad roll.
Excellent.
I'm like, no, why? And they're making another one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super SJWE too.
Excellent.
The main female is called Jailbreak, and she's the princess emoji, but she says that's sexist, so she dyed her hair purple and wears a beanie, which is about as stereotypical of an SJW as you can be. You know, that's like that's like what you would draw a caricature of a SJW.
Yeah, it's your typical Tumblrist.
Yeah. So, and then and they were so ham-fisted with it too. Like they didn't fit it in at all.
Yeah.
Because she like knows the routes because she's the grizzled like hacker or whatever. Because women can code too.
Oh, of course.
And so she's like, okay, we'll go here. And then the other dude's like, oh yeah, it's a good idea. And she's like, yeah, isn't it? Men are always taking ownership of women's ideas. And it's like, why did you just say that?
Yeah.
He didn't. And you're not even relating it to
he
him.
Agreed with you. What are you complaining about?
Yeah, and she's not even complaining it to him. He's not complaining about him either. She didn't. They phrased it in a way that she's just saying it in general. She didn't say like, stop stealing my idea. She's like, yeah, thank you for acknowledging that I had an idea as a female. Most female ideas get stolen by men. And it's like, what? That just, and then they move on, and that's it. Like, oh, okay, that was odd inclusion, odd timing.
I also like how you took the jump pad twice for no reason.
Yeah.
Go up.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. Just like the last 2 we've done.
Ah, yes. Oh, look at this loot. The epic golden scarf victory royale. What is the golden scarf that they kept talking about?
Golden Scar.
Scar. What's that?
A gun.
Oh, like the scar from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Is that a Fortnite thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's also a gun in Fortnite.
Ah.
So now you can get that epic victory royale.
So we're carrying around an ancient demon sword, and then we don't get to use it.
Not until Doom Eternal.
Ah. They saved it for the next game.
Indeed.